All right. How's it going, everyone? This is Andy. This is Righty and Lefty and Darth and coffee. Sweet. Not really sweet. It's more bitter, but it's sweet to what it does with my neurons. Oh, yeah, my neurons need feeding, and that's what coffee does. It feeds my neurons. How you doing, Tobin? Tobin Templeman. I completed a task for Jim Hall yesterday, and while corresponding with him, I asked him to reach out and contact you, Andrew. Oh, hey, that would be great. Fantastic. We can't depend on the Bible for good advice. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. The best advice ever, which I do, I have to crank out a few more of those episodes. They are it's interesting what people give for advice. It's interesting what people give for advice. And you're right. The Bible, the Bible's a lot of things, but as a storehouse for good advice, it is not. It is not at all. Look at that. It all goes so smoothly at the very beginning, doesn't it? It always goes so easy. It all goes so easy until the moment it doesn't. Had a really good series of conversations in the after show today from 10 to 11. I had a good time. I think the show went well, the regular show, the 9 to 10 show. But then the 10 to 11 show, I was pretty happy with too. In fact, I've been pretty happy about the shows, how they've been going in general. I like Jesus. I like Jesus too, imaginary God. I like Jesus. But I like my cheeses with sin. I like my cheese fried. Even those crappy Burger King mozzarella sticks, I still like that. That's the power of cheese and frying, is that even low quality mozzarella sticks are divine. See what I did there? All right, up we go. All right. What's up, Phil Lister? Hope you're doing well. Oh yeah, Randolph Richardson. I've seen him a couple of times. He'd be, I think, a stand-up guy to do a stand-up person to do Best Advice Ever episode. Yeah. Oh, my fictitious god. Coffee is so good. So I have Michael Weissman on tonight. And then let me check my schedule because I know I have Jonathan M.S. Pierce on. He's on the 12th. That's good. He has a book he has a book out. He's coming on the 12th, which is a Monday at 7 a.m. And I have to get into his book. And his book is one of those big thinky books, one of those books I have to take time with to digest properly. It's on the resurrection. I was hoping to have Jonathan on before Easter, but that just didn't happen. So you're fine? Good. I too am doing okay. I got a call back on a job interview. Or for a job. It's an overnight job. which should not interfere with my time here in this space. It's, for working with people with disabilities. It's an overnight job. So 30 hours a week, which would fill a good portion of my financial needs. As many of you know, I don't spend money. I don't make money. I don't make a lot of money. I never have, but I don't spend a lot of money either. So that's been the secret to my non-poverty. So yeah, it looks like I'll be after I'm done with this show, I have to make a phone call and talk to the person about going in for an interview. And for those of you who don't, the interview process is really about me going into the residential house where people who have this group of people who have disabilities live, and to find out whether or not it's a good fit for me, whether I'm a good fit for them, whether they're a good fit for me. So it should be exciting. It's not too far away. And it's only Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday overnight, in about 30 hours, like I said. So yeah, I'm not pretty excited about it. I'm not unhappy. Secret to my achieving poverty is my boat. Indeed, sir. That's what I've heard about boats. I think in terms of synonyms, boats equal money pit. That's what I've heard. I don't know. I imagine if you're really into the boating lifestyle, then you get a lot of enjoyment out of it. Waking nights or sleeping. I would be sleeping. These the jobs that I ideally shoot for would be I would be able to sleep from, let's say, 11 at night till 6 in the morning, and then I'd work from 6 to 9 a.m. So I would have to alter my time for the morning show. I would have to push everything up an hour, basically. But we'll see what happens. Chicken, eggs and hatching. That's what it is. It's eggs and don't count my chickens before they hatch. It might be a good house. It might not be a good house. The people there might like me. They may not like me. Yeah, it's a good. It's this kind of job has allowed me to basically be, when my kids were younger, be a full-time dad, as well as working full-time, as well as blogging. It's given me, like I said, a fair amount of freedom. What it does do, and I'll be honest with you, what it does do, these kind of overnight jobs, it doesn't make the girlfriend happy. She understands I need to work, right? But the idea that I'm out of the house at night, when not sleeping in the same bed, can create pressure. My former partner was a learning disabilities community nurse. Oh, yep. What's up, Simply Secular Dave? You're here. Good for you. Yeah, those community nurses, learning disabilities community nurse. Yeah, they do good work. They do good work. Well, I feel good about this tower so far. And I'll let you know a secret. For about probably 10 minutes before I start, I play around with the lighting because I want to get the lighting so there isn't too much glare. And I think I hit the lighting spot today, like spot on. See, this was the easy one. This was the easy block, but now there's only one block down here at the very bottom. I like the camera a little close. You feel like you feel like it's a little close, huh? You don't think it adds a certain amount of drama? I don't know. It is close, isn't it? Oh, so I saw Godzilla versus I can't believe I didn't even mention this in the morning show since I had such a fixation on Mechagodzilla. Yeah, so I saw Godzilla versus King Kong, or is it King Kong versus Godzilla? I don't know. I saw the movie last night. And, you know, like a lot of movies, it's not perfect, but there are some goofy parts of it. But I did get to see Mechagodzilla as well as Godzilla and King Kong share a stage together. So that was satisfying. So today, for my own personal growth, I'm not going to try to hold on to the tower when it does fall. My practice, my working on self practice is just to let it fall when it falls. I don't know if it's going to make me a better person, but it would help me be a little bit more of maybe a calm person. In accepting. See, like I said, it all starts out easy, and now you get to this point, and you wonder what's going on. Here it is. Here it is, right down here. It's like a wishbone. Just kind of weaseling it. I guess it's not really like a wishbone, but oh, yes. Perfect. No, Honorius. Yes, indeed. Indeed. I'm just going to let it go, man. Its time has come. So amongst, and I know I've talked about this before in terms of Roman emperors. In terms of Roman emperors, I think the one that's gotten the most hype, be strong, Andy. The blocks have earned their freedom to tumble. That's right, they have. They have stored all this stored energy, don't they? If I was a physicist or a mathematician, I could probably do a calculation like how much stored energy this tower has. This potential energy here. Waiting for me to set it free, or waiting for gravity to set it free, right? But so in terms of people who've gotten a lot of good press but not a lot of bad press in terms of Roman emperors. I would say it's Marcus Aurelius. Now, Marcus Aurelius was the last of the 5 good emperors, right? And you know what I'm going to say is that the reason why they were good emperors is because they didn't have any blood relatives to hand the emperorship to, except for Marcus Aurelius. He had a blood relative, Commodus, I believe. Commodus. And that's what started things going downhill after the 5 good emperors. So even though Marcus Aurelius was like, hey, I have a really good head on my shoulders, I'm a Stoic philosopher, blah, 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 he did not have either the wisdom or the virtue to know he shouldn't have given the crown up to his son. The blocks want to fall, Dave. They're telling me they want to fall, and I keep tapping this bottom one, and it's all right. It's coming loose. I'm sure I've told you all before that the only physical test or contest I've ever won was a slow race when I was in Cub Scouts, and that's because boys at my young age didn't understand what slow meant, and I was able to go super slow. But I think if I keep tapping this one block, it'll eventually come out in a few days, and I don't have a few days. Commodus, oh, the horror. Right, he was right after Marcus Aurelius. Bad choice. I think that's when you talk about trying to be a good when we talk about trying to be a good skeptic, right? It's important to have a good team of people or a good group of friends around you to tell you when you're full of crap. I think if Marcus Aurelius had better people around him to say, hey, your son, not the guy for the big chair, not the guy for the job, that could have helped. Actually, one of the shows my girlfriend and I going to binge through, I'm pretty sure I've talked about this before, is the I, Claudius series from back in the day. Derek Jacobi as Claudius. I don't think it's on BritBox. I don't think I, Claudius is on BritBox, but we still have to find where it is. I haven't found Black's books either on no, that's going to fall. That's going to fall. Oh, look at this. Not unhappy about this. Now then, maybe if I put that there, oh, this will be easier to do. And it is. Those blocks are naked, yes. Guilty as charged. Yeah, it was a brilliant series, the I, Claudius stuff. Originally, I got it from the library on DVD. This is years ago. I just watched it at home. All the blocks are naked. Uh-oh. I think that's going to work. Oh, no. See, I was about to try to catch it. But I have to remind myself. Oh, Brian Blessed as Augustus. Yeah, right. Yeah. It's remarkable to see Brian Blessed as Augustus, and I understand, Phyllis. It's fascinating to watch Brian Blessed be Augustus and I, Claudius, and then see him in comedic roles, right? And then see him in Blackadder. I think it was Blackadder 2 he was in. Oh, maybe it was Blackadder 1, to tell you the truth. I think it might have been Blackadder 1. And then, of course, in Flash Gordon. So yeah, he's got a talent, Brian Blessed. And then, of course, he shows up as one of the characters in Henry V in Kenneth Branagh's Henry V, which is arguably my favorite. If there was going to be a war movie genre, that would be my favorite war movie. Is Henry V, Kenneth Branagh's version. I'm going to make a confession here. I will still go to YouTube on occasion and just listen or watch the St. Crispin's Day speech. The Kenneth Branagh do the St. Crispin's Day speech. Man, the man is just magic. A large personality indeed, Phil Lister. Bigger than life. Bigger than life. Oh, it was so, I had it, and I thought I had it, but then it just didn't. And then it just fell half the way down too. That's sad. We'll just push it the rest. See, it's stable down here. It was stable. It just wasn't stable up here. Boo. All right. We'll do. I think I have time for one more, right? I have time for one more easily. Premature deblockulation, indeed. Oh, you went to school with Patrick Stewart. I did not know that, Phil Lister. I did not know that. Jean-Luc. And of course, Patrick Stewart was also in I, Claudius, too. I think as Marcus or something, the captain of the Praetorian Guard. I think his name was Marcus. I'm pretty sure he was the captain or the officer in charge of the Praetorian Guard in I, Claudius. Let's see. Well, I did my first tower with my left hand. I think I can manage my second tower with the right hand, but I'm missing a block. Oh, found it. Brian Blessed climbed Everest twice, huh? Good for him. Me, never had a desire to climb up to Mount Everest. But you know, a lot of actors, when you think about it, they have to be physically capable people, right? They have to be able to stand for hours, and there's a lot of athleticism to acting that you may not think about. You know, it isn't just the idea. It's about to be focused and to keep your attention to detail over and over and over again, doing take after take. All right, here we go. Right hand, right hand, right hand. And we'll bring the towel. We'll bring this, there we go, the camera back down. You know, Phil Lister, I'd rather fly a drone over from the top of Everest. Yeah, I could see that too. Imagine the good thing about having a boat. One of the good things about having a boat is that during the apocalypse, during this contagion, this viral contagion, I imagine being on a boat, it's different. You're not really exposed to a lot of infected people in the middle of the Baltic Sea, right? See, that's not working. I wouldn't mind having a drone. I think it'd be pretty cool to have a drone. Oh, just like that. Yeah, that's some social distancing. Exactly. Oh, you're slightly affected by single malt, Phil Lister. Well, that's nothing wrong with that. All right, we'll put this back in. Well, I don't know. This looks like it's good to come out. All right. So my girlfriend is totally vaccinated. She has a friend coming up here who's totally vaccinated. They're going up to Salem, I think, tomorrow. And as I understand it, the Satanic Temple headquarters is open for visitors. So looks like they might go and visit the temple. My girlfriend's been up there once already. Her friend, who's from Brooklyn, has never been up there. So might get themselves a picture with the Baphomet statue. Both have their uses. In theory, it is capable of ocean going, but the Baltic suits me fine. Yeah. How are the waters in the Baltic? Relatively calm, Phil Lister? I want to say that the most boating I've ever done is, let's see, I took a boat from England to France, the Sea Cat. I think that's what the name of it was. I did that boating. I took a boat a little outboard motorboat up in Maine a few times with a buddy of mine. It was his idea. We just hung out on the boat. Which way are they going to Salem? Oh, right. Which I see what you did there, Dave. Right. Yeah, dude. Salem, especially during it goes to that. I mean, Salem during Halloween is like crazy. It's a crazy place. Hey, MC Fractal, what's up, man? MC Fractal is an incredible visual artist. Does all these fractals. Mostly calm, but shallow. Oh, really? So bad storms can get seriously rough. Right. So I don't think I'm telling tales out of school, but MC Fractal, from what I understand, may not be an expert. Are you officially fluent now, MC Fractal, in Tamil? Is it Tamil? I think it's Tamil, right? Every once in a while, I'll see you on Facebook talking about doing a lesson in Tamil, and I think I'm pronouncing it right. I don't know with my horrendous Boston accent. I heard that a lot of women like to go to shoe salems. I'm unacquainted with shoe salems. I'm behind, still learning the sounds, though I can read the script fairly well. Oh, that's good. I need to develop a native speaker's accent. I can see that. Yeah. The blocks are reticent. That's what they are. Yeah, I know, Dave, right? My mouth, it just like sounds like gobbled up baked beans. Oh, yeah. And this is what I tell my girlfriend who's from Colorado. It's like those of us here in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, we speak the Queen's language. We speak the Queen's tongue, the way it should be, the way how English is supposed to sound. I think colonists tend to speak the mother tongue in a purer fashion than even those in the original country. That's what I've heard. That's what I read. I don't know how valid that is. Interesting. Getting the accent right is a good way to avoid insulting ethnic Tamils in conversation. Is it, from what I understand, what is it, Mandarin, right? There's a lot of emphasis on accents and the how you pronounce a word. affects the meaning of the word. Is Tamil like that, MC? Wow, this is rather dramatic, huh? It's really close. Yeah, pop up. Ooh, look at that. You get a little bit lower. Beautiful. Oh, then, okay, so this is interesting. So that's why Icelandic hardly changed from Old Norse, right? That's interesting, Phil. Tamil has a lot of sounds that just aren't in English, and the syllable stress is a bit different. Interesting. I don't think I could. I'm going to say the obvious. I don't think I could identify Tamil if someone was speaking. If I was listening to it, I don't think I could identify it. Now I want to go on YouTube and check out a couple of videos and see what it actually, or hear what it actually sounds like. So here's a naive question, MC Fractal. Is Tamil spoken on the mainland at all, or is it all in Sri Lanka, right? I think Sri Lanka, is that correct? And it's a shame that the most I know about Tamil is probably from the insurgent group about Tamil, is about the Tamil Tigers. When there was that when an insurrection, revolution was going on in Sri Lanka. But about the language, I don't know. Sounds very different from Hindi. All right. Oh, okay, it's interesting. Okay, so now I know something. I learned something new today. It's in the Indian state of Tamil Nadu, as well as Malaysia, Sri Lanka, and Singapore. Interesting. The Tamil Tigers, yeah, right? That's a huge state in South India, yeah. Now, I was surprised at learning how different or how autonomous the Indian states are. You hear all about the kind of crazy chaos that goes on here in the States about our federated system, but there's some issues over in the subcontinent about their states in organizing large projects, getting things done. Oh, I used to know some people from Singapore. They're a nice family. Cool. There are many reticent blocks here. Many reticent blocks. They have candies there that taste freaking horrible. I'll take your word for it. Oh, it's rocking a bit, but still standing. All right. Oh, I had no idea. In the West, there are a lot of ethnic Tamils living in Canada. Interesting. The dad would just eat up the candies, huh? Well, different tastes, right? Yeah, yeah. For me, my palate, I wouldn't say it's bland, but I do tend away from spicy foods. I can eat spicy foods, don't get me wrong, and on occasion I can I enjoy them, but most of the time, I'm not really into spicy too much. See, now this I didn't know. Tamils built the Canadian railways. Interesting. So here's a follow-up question, Phil Lister. Did the Canadian government, did Canadian businesses give the Tamils a decent deal, like a good deal for coming over and working on the railways? Because, of course, here in the States, you hear stories about, immigrants from China coming over here, being lured over here or fooled into coming over here, like Chinese built the western end of the U.S. railways. Yeah. Or did the Tamils get? Were they abused? I guess that's what I'm trying to dance around. There's a lot of stories, a lot of history about Chinese immigrants not being treated well. Yeah, well, there you go. Now I'm starting to wonder if you would like them now. Well, people do change, I know that a person's sensitivity to spicy, hot foods, their sensitivity goes down over time because taste buds die off over time. So now, being 52, I'm much less sensitive to spicy foods than I was when in my teens or in my 20s. Thoroughly abused as cheap labor. Yeah, yeah. See, now this block, just to let you all know, I know I've gone over this before. This is a heavy block for Jenga. This is a heavy, dense Jenga block. A lot of these other blocks are very light. Now, the problem with having a heavy block like this is that if you don't put it in the middle, that means you can kind of create a lopsided situation, which you don't want. Dudes, I'm going to use my term dudes. I'm going to say dudes. People here in the chat, people watching, people observing and lurking. I was listening to a Freakonomics podcast, and it turns out 20% of Americans, people living in the United States of America, are having bill collectors call them due to medical expenses. Let me say that again. I just heard this on the podcast. When I go out for a walk, I listen to podcasts mostly, And in the most recent Freakonomics episode, 20% of the U.S. population have creditors calling them up due to medical bills. I thought that was an astounding number. Well, there we go. Well, all good things. Yeah, mustard. Yeah, mustard. I could see that. Same basic principle, pretty much. I would guess, is just fewer taste buds. Wow, my hair's a mess. I'm gonna get my hair cut soon, everyone. I feel like I'm, with the end of COVID, or at least, I should be getting a haircut. So I'll look like a human. I'll look like a people at some point soon. All right, so that's it. I'm having Michael Weissman on at 8 p.m. tonight. We're going to talk about The Bible Says What. If you look at the chat in the description for that video that's coming up at 8 p.m., you can see the link to the book, the Amazon link, in case you want to take a gander at it. It's over school loans. Yeah. Yep, school loans are well, you raise an interesting point, Tobin Templeman, is that if you have 20% of the population being hounded regarding medical bills, what part of the population is being hounded about school loans, right? At the very least, I would guess at least 1/4 of Americans, right? Saying that it's only 5%. Let's say it's only 5% of Americans are being hounded for school loans by creditors who don't have also medical bills. There has to be at least 1/4 of the population having creditors call them up about either medical bills or school loans, and that's absurd. That's what we call an unsustainable system. Yeah. All right. I will see you all, if not at 8 p.m. tonight, I'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. And we're going to do the whole crazy thing all over again. And, there'll be the news and then the after party and then all the good things after that. Take care, everyone. Be strong.